Regional fast food chains have their own personality, quirks, and often delicious food you can't get anywhere else in the US. If you're planning a road trip or visiting family or friends, check out our list of the best regional fast food chains in every state. Practically all of Milo's 17 stores are in Alabama. Milo Carlton opened his first burger shop in 1946 in Birmingham and experimented on locals to perfect his special sauce, which is still one of the 5 sauces served today. The menu is not extensive, but Milo's sauce gets rave reviews. There are plenty of classic and tasty fast food items, and the chain's Mexi Fries is a glorious creation, with bacon, jalapenos, and queso. Milo's sweet tea is also widely admired. Alaska has few homegrown fast food chains. Arctic Roadrunner does not have a chain empire, but Anchorage locals and visitors insist it is the best place in the whole state for a burger. In addition to a variety of delicious and Alaska-themed burgers, the Roadrunner has specialty sandwiches and salmon and highly rated halibut burgers. In the summer, you can enjoy the great Alaskan outdoors, seated by a salmon-filled creek, and in winter, a cozy fire inside is welcomed. With 25 locations in Tucson, eegee's is the place to escape the desert heat by cooling off with an eegee, the chain's popular slushy fruit drink. This iconic chain was started by 2 high school pals who bought a food truck in 1971 and sold subs and their icy creation, which they named by combining the E and G of their names. In addition to regular flavors, eegee's also has a regular flavor of the month. The chain also serves lots of subs and grinders. Founded in 2003, Slim Chicken's recipe obviously proved a hit and now has 100 locations throughout the US, with over 50 more planned to open in 2021 alone, according to retail and restaurant facility business. The chicken tenders are marinated in buttermilk, cooked to order, and apparently are so darn tasty they do not need a sauce, though there are a lot to choose from. And if the chicken hasn't filled you up, the popular mason jar dessert should do the trick. In California, the battle for the best burger rages on between In-N-Out and the Habit Burger Grill. In our opinion, the Habit consistently beats In-N-Out as a better burger. The Habit also offers sumptuous sandwiches, salads, and sides that reflect the company's California roots. You should try both competitors and decide for yourself, but we think you'll agree with the Habit's many fans.
The machine works?
This Colorado chain made its name by using humanely raised, antibiotic, and hormone-free Angus beef and locally sourced chicken from Springer Mountain Farms. Good Times also has breakfast burritos featuring Hatch Valley green chilies, their signature wild fries, and, of course, frozen custard shakes and spoon benders, desserts with mix-ins like the beloved delicious truffles. And lest you forget your doggy best friend, Good Times also has a special paw bender, a sundae with vanilla frozen custard, dog bones, and peanut butter. One of the frequently recommended regional chains is Duchess, based in Milford, Connecticut with 14 locations in the state. Duchess has been serving up quality fast food since 1956 when they charged a mere quarter for a burger. Their menu looks similar to other fast food joints, but everything is freshly made to order. People love the Big D cheeseburger and the chicken Caesar salad, and the dinner options are more like what you'd find at a classic diner. Casapulla subs is often called iconic for its authentic Italian subs, but also because its 6 shops are family-owned and not franchises as most fast food chains are. Sandwiches can be ordered as wraps, 6-inch, 10-inch, and 12-inch subs. Meats and tomato sauce are prepared daily. A bestseller is the chain's Italian sub, a huge sub stuffed with Italian meats, cheeses, and seasonings. That can be amped up with prosciutto for $1 extra, while the ribeye cheesesteak sub also gets raves. Voted in 2020 as the South's best barbecue by Southern Living, Four Rivers Smokehouse is shaking up long-held barbecue traditions. You'll find all of the barbecue classics at its 14 Florida locations, like brisket and pulled pork. One item that people love is the burnt ends, which mixes brisket and pulled pork that have been crisped up. For Lent in 2019, founder John Rivers introduced Beyond Burnt Ends, a vegan version that proved so popular it is now a regular on the menu. Four Rivers Southern sides are also must-have add-ons. Atlanta-based Waffle House has grown immensely since the first one opened in 1955. Its huge menu runs the gamut of stick-to-your-ribs cooking, from all-day breakfasts to later-in-the-day classic dinners like pork chops, country ham, and T-bones. Waffle House may have its critics, but consider the fact that the late, great Anthony Bourdain loved it as a safe place for, quote, the hungry, the lost, the seriously hammered all across the South. Zippy's nabs many Best of awards, and in 2020, USA Today included it in the top 10 best regional fast food chains. Zippy's has 24 locations on Oahu, Maui, and the island of Hawaii, with a unique menu that's a fusion of many different cuisines. You can snag the Zip Pack, a plate of fried chicken, hoki fish, terry beef, and Spam served on rice. If you want a quintessential Hawaiian snack, nibble on a Spam musubi or some noodle dishes, sushi, and Zippy's famous chili, of which Zippy's reportedly makes 110 tons per month according to Dining Out.
Oh god, this is good.
Mom, that's not fair.
My first french fry in 8 years.
With 6 locations in Idaho, Boise Fry Company is proud of locally sourcing pasture-fed beef and bison. Once you pick the burger style you want, choose the protein: beef, bison, mushrooms, turkey, or vegan protein. As for their famous fries, you get to choose the type of potato, how the spuds are cut, and finally, the dipping sauce and seasoning for both savory and sweet fries. Beef-A-Roo has been serving beefy goodliness for over 50 years at its 8 locations, mostly centered around Rockford, Illinois. Beef-A-Roo's Quarter Pounders get lots of praise, but people really love the Wild West beef sandwich and cheddar fries, which, for $1 more, you can get loaded with bacon, scallions, and ranch dressing. Beef-A-Roo shakes are also famous for their creativity. There's the basic vanilla and chocolate, but you can also choose Jamocha, blue raspberry, or one of their seasonal specialty monster shakes, like the Pink Flamingo or the Blue Unicorn. Schoop's Hamburgers locations are clustered in the northwest corner of Indiana with classic aesthetics and, according to fans, delicious tastes. Schoop's has received great press, with Dine Rank claiming its burger was utterly great. So why are Schoop's burgers so good? It's a fresh beef patty that's been smashed down on the griddle until it's seared and crispy on the edges, which can then be topped with bacon, chili, barbecue sauce, jalapenos, and/or mushrooms. Schoop's milkshakes also get a lot of love. Iowa's fast food chain Maid-Rite has been serving loose meat sandwiches since 1926. The sandwich is like a sloppy Joe without the sauce. Maid-Rite has pulled pork, fried chicken, and fish sandwiches on the menu. But the most important reason for going to one of its Midwest locations is the loose meat sandwich, which you can order with 3 different cheeses. Iowans are passionately loyal to their homegrown sandwich, but out-of-towners rave about it too. Since opening in 2002, Freddy's frozen custard and Steakburgers has become a fast food giant with over 300 locations across the US. Fans of the retro chain can't get enough of the grill-smashed, caramelized Steakburgers, which are all about the big beef taste and the texture. Freddy's egg-rich frozen custard comes 2 ways, as a sundae or a concrete, a shake so thick you can hold it upside down. The frozen custard is a fan favorite. You can build your own sundae with their 32 toppings. Yes, KFC did actually originate from Kentucky, but according to Esquire, the best chicken in the world is found at Indi's fast food in Louisville. Indi's has a handful of locations in Louisville and one in Lexington. Indi's focuses on fried chicken and wings. If you like hot and spicy, Indi's spicy chicken is the best, but you'll also find ribs, fried catfish, and salmon, and other southern favorites. And remember that Indi's famous potato wedges are not to be missed. A relatively new upstart to the New Orleans culinary scene is Dat Dog, which started out in 2011 as a simple hot dog stand. Dat Dog's outrageous menu offers the usual beef dogs and bratwurst, but then things get all wild with special sausages like alligator, crawfish, and duck, as well as vegan menu items too. Once you've picked your meat, you can choose from 30 toppings, which you can also add to their seasoned fries. If you're in Maine for the summer, find a Gifford's ice cream stand. There are only 5, all family-owned and only open from spring to summer. Gifford's prides itself on locally sourcing ingredients from Maine. The stands have almost 60 flavors to try, like Maine Wild Blueberry, Strawberry Cake Crunch, and the whimsically named Maine Lobster Tracks or Unicorn Delight. Gifford's recently partnered with the Boston Celtics for the team's official flavor, Full Court Pretz. Since it opened in 1987, Chap's Pit Beef has racked up rave reviews, awards, and celebrity endorsements from Guy Fieri and other Food Network stars. Pit beef is a Baltimore thing that's unlike other southern barbecues. Chap's does it differently, over a grill instead of a stainless steel pit, but its pit beef stays true to the original in flavor. Chap's is known for their loaded pit beef sandwiches, served at 5 Maryland locations, but there is a variety of other sandwiches on the menu too. At Boloco, you can enjoy great Mexican food and feel good about it too. The Boston-based chain is green certified, and Boloco strives to reduce its carbon footprint, quote, one burrito at a time. Originally called The Wrap when it opened in 1998, the founders changed the name to Boloco, short for Boston Local Company, in 2004. Boloco's burritos and bowls are customizable, so you pick a protein and then choose from the many toppings and sauces. Boloco also has creative smoothies and smoothie bowls. National Coney Island has nothing to do with the New York amusement park. The Coney is a Detroit creation of a beef hot dog and a steamed bun, topped with chili, chopped raw onion, and yellow mustard. National Coney Island has 17 locations, mostly in northern Detroit. Coneys are on the menu, as is National's own creation, the Honey, their version of a chicken tender wrap. National even launched a competition between the Coney and the Honey to see which one customers preferred. Keeping the menu small and focused has been the key to Twin Cities-based My Burger's success. My Burger has half a dozen beef burgers, some plain, some dressed up like the Backdraft Burger or the Piggyback Burger that's got a healthy dollop of pulled pork. You can also get veggie, chicken, and fish burgers, and an Impossible Burger. At first glance, the menu might seem limited, but with all of the add-ons, you're really only limited by your imagination. One of the most beloved fast food chains in Mississippi is Ward's, which has been serving its signature Big One and Lil One burgers since 1978. Ward's is also famous for its chili and house-made root beer that employees make every morning, which can actually be purchased by the gallon at some locations. Ward's breakfast menu also gets high marks. If you happen to be driving through the picturesque Pine Belt, where Ward's locations are clustered, stop in and pick up a bite. If you happen to be in the St. Louis vicinity and find yourself hankering for a really good roast beef sandwich, check out Lion's Choice. They've been slow roasting lean roast beef since 1967. Beef is roasted medium rare and shaved extra thin. The beef is so lean that Healthy Kansas City recommended it as a healthy option, a true rarity for fast food. Even if you get stuffed to the gills with sandwiches, there's still always room for a mini cone of frozen custard. The Pickle Barrel is one of Montana's few regional fast food joints. The Pickle Barrel started out in Bozeman and quickly became a favorite of nearby university students and locals. There are only 4 locations. One is in South Dakota. Beef is king on the menu, with the cheesesteak sub getting a special mention, but the Bobcat and Ken Special on a pickle boat are also popular. Nebraska's version of a Hot Pocket is called a runza. It is a baked crusty roll that's stuffed with beef, onions, and cabbage, with roots in Germany and Russia. The runza is firmly fixed in Nebraskan culture, with 81 locations dotted throughout the state. The menu has 9 runzas, plus a mini, stuffed like hamburgers with oozy cheese, bacon, black beans, or mushrooms. You can also get burgers and crinkle fries, and a combo of fries and onion rings called frings. Don Tortaco's Mexican Grill has 21 locations in Las Vegas and is set up like other Mexican food competitors. And yes, Don Tortaco's menu has all of the usual Mexican fast food, like burritos, tacos, and enchiladas, but it seems a lot more authentic. Not only is the food delicious, but it's reasonably priced as well. So stray off the strip and search out a Don Tortaco's instead. Moe's Italian Sandwiches was opened in 1959 by Mo Pagano, and at the time, he sold only one sandwich, known as Moe's Original. Moe's now has 20 locations along New Hampshire's Seacoast region, and the menu has a lot more sandwiches. Reviews not only give Moe's a consistent 5 stars, but they're really passionate about the place. Moe's 2 hot sandwiches, the meatball and pastrami, are also worth trying, and if you've got a hunger gnawing inside, choose the Mozilla. Jersey Mike's sprung up in 1956 in a small town along the Jersey Shore. Back then, there were few franchises, so all of the mom-and-pop shops had to be good to survive. The sub sandwich hadn't caught on yet, but that changed quickly when Mike used the highest quality meats, vegetables, and bread for his sandwiches. Jersey Mike's has grown to nearly 2,000 shops across the U.S. The selection of cold subs and hot subs is massive, and the Big Kahuna cheesesteak is a favorite of devotees. When Blake Chancellor opened his first Lotta-Burger in Albuquerque in 1952, he noticed patrons smothering his burgers with green chilies they brought themselves and soon began adding the ingredient to his restaurant's menu. Blake's Lotta-Burger has grown to 93 stores and won awards for its green chili burger. The menu of Blake's Lotta-Burger also has other burgers and sandwiches and breakfast burritos. The Hatch green chili burgers, though, are still the big draw. Frequently recommended as a must-try is Golden Crust, which a family of Jamaican immigrants opened in the Bronx in 1989. Golden Crust now has 138 locations, most of them in New York, where they serve Golden Crust's flavorful Jamaican cuisine and stuffed pastries the chain is famous for. The breakfast menu might give you pause with the traditional Jamaican fare. Golden Crust patties are quite possibly the most popular thing on the menu, to the point where you can even buy them from grocery retailers. Cookout has almost 300 locations in 10 states, all southern. Cookout is known for its char-grilled burgers and chicken, the bountiful and downright cheap combo trays, not to mention the over 40 different kinds of shakes on its menu. Many diners also praise Cookout's chili, barbecue, and vinegary slaw that pairs perfectly with the burgers and pulled pork. Burger Time started out in Fargo in 1987, then expanded to other North Dakota locations, Minnesota, and South Dakota. Burger Time keeps its menu simple. There are 7 burgers, but a couple of the cheeseburgers spike up the heat with chipotle ranch sauce and jalapenos. The signature Bigger Burger and Mushroom Swiss Burger are popular too. Locals swear by Cincinnati's Skyline chili, while out-of-towners often don't get it. The controversial chili was invented by a Greek immigrant in 1949 who was inspired by Mediterranean flavors like cinnamon and chocolate. Skyline's chili is beanless and is served over spaghetti and topped with a mountain of cheese, with or without beans and onions. The chili also tops hot dogs, fries, steamed potatoes, and burritos. The Braum family has been in the dairy and ice cream business since the 1950s and opened the first Braum's in Oklahoma City in 1968. All the Braum's nearly 300 locations are within a 300-mile radius of the main processing plant. Their ice cream is always a hit, but Braum's serves more than just that. The Los Angeles Times raved about Braum's burgers and fries, and their spicy chicken sandwich is also delicious. If more fast food places did what Burgerville does, the world would be a better place. In 2009, Burgerville's CEO rolled out green initiatives for all locations in Oregon and Washington, which improved quality and sales according to Reuters. 2 years ago, the No. 6 burger was debuted to promote sustainability and farmland regeneration. The No. 6 is made with grass-fed beef, cheese from a local creamery, and buns from a local bakery. The burgers are big, chicken sandwiches have organic chicken, and the fantastic fish sandwiches are made with wild Alaskan halibut. The shakes made with local ingredients are fresh and delicious too, along with the chain's onion rings. According to Food & Wine, Wawa isn't just a convenience store with fabulous fast food. It's a lifestyle. Wawas are all over the East Coast, and its millions of patrons can seem downright cultish according to the New York Times. Honestly, we can't blame them. Wawa's vast menu of hoagies, sandwiches, burgers, and so very much more are customizable and freshly made. Summer in Rhode Island means hot, steamy weather and Del's frozen lemonade. With 101 locations in 11 states, Del's is a lemonade empire. The basic recipe has been in the DeLucia family since 1840, when a Naples ancestor combined snow, lemon juice, and sugar into one delicious drink. The namesake lemonade is always on the menu, but there's also watermelon, blueberry, cherry, peach mango, grapefruit, and blood orange flavors too. Del's has also collaborated in making lemon ice cream and cocktails. Rush's started out in 1940 as one of the first fast food drive-ins in the nation. Today, there are 8 locations situated in South Carolina. Rush's menu has the usual burgers, dogs, and fries, all freshly made when ordered. The chain proudly states, "We prefer being authentic, straightforward, and unapologetically not a trendsetter." Customers love the fried chicken, and if you feel so inclined, you can go so far as to order a half pound of barbecue pork as a side dish. B&G Milky Way has 8 locations in Sioux Falls, each locally owned. Generally known as an ice cream shop, it's seasonal, opening in March or early April and closing in October for the winter. B&G's food is hearty fast food, and their picnic basket combos come with baked beans, potato salad, and a soft drink. It excels at frozen treats, and their milkshakes have a dizzying array of flavors. It is impossible to miss Pal's sudden service in Tennessee and Northern Virginia. The 2-story Robin's Egg Blue drive-thru adorned with giant fast food is iconic and delicious. Pal's burgers and Frenchy fries consistently win rave reviews, and the breakfast biscuits are also winners. And definitely don't miss out on the cheddar rounds, fried hash brown bites stuffed with cheddar cheese, which are only served in the morning.
What a burger! Just like you like it.
Customization's the name of the game at Whataburger, where you can dress up their limited selection of burgers in allegedly thousands of ways. Whataburger has been an obsession with Texans since its founding in 1950, and over the years, they've added a spicy chicken sandwich and a limited-time pico de gallo burger. Portions are large, and not everybody wants to feel weighed down, so there's also a lighter menu with items under 550 calories. According to Utah's Arctic Circle, its founder Don Carlos Edwards invented kids' meals. Arctic Circle's 70 locations are split between Utah and Idaho, and they're famous for Edwards fry sauce, which, according to Eater, is mostly just specially seasoned ketchup and mayo. Arctic Circle was also one of the first fast food places to serve Angus beef burgers. Another tasty favorite is Alaskan halibut that Arctic Circle assures is 100% halibut. Arctic Circle shakes, many made with fresh fruit, are also widely praised. Vermont's Al's French Fries has a lot of the same menu items as other regional fast food joints, but it made its mark by winning the James Beard Foundation America's Classics Award and shouldn't be missed. It is expected that Al's fries are the best fries people ever had, but the pizza burger is a hit too, as is the ice cream. With a great atmosphere and great food, Al's French Fries is Vermont's best fast food. Elevation Burger could well be the only fast food chain where you can order a 10-patty stacked burger that also happens to be 100% organic, grass-fed beef. Elevation Burger is headquartered in Falls Church, where it began in 2005, and has 19 locations divided between Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. According to Saveur, Elevation was the first organic fast food joint out there. In addition to Elevation's beef burgers, they also have 3 plant-based burgers, and chicken can be ordered fried or grilled. The olive oil French fries are delicious, and the service is spot on too. Based in Renton, Washington, Taco Time Northwest has been family-owned and run for nearly 60 years, when taco was pronounced taco, according to the Renton Reporter. Taco Time Northwest now has 79 locations in and around Seattle. The menu has a wide range of freshly made Mexican food standards that can be ordered a la carte or as combos. Tater fries are a particular favorite. Taco Time Northwest also has several healthy choices, like chicken chili that fans love, along with friendly service, value, and portion size. According to Eater, Tudor's Biscuit World might very well have invented the biscuit sandwich. It's only been around since the 1980s, but is now firmly entrenched in the lives of West Virginians. The breakfast biscuits, all made from scratch daily, and platters are served 5:30 a.m. to 2 p.m., when most Biscuit Worlds close. A few locations serve Tudor's country dinner menu, but you have to hunt to find the locations open until 7 p.m. The biscuits, though, do not disappoint, being huge, fluffy, and also deliciously drenched with country gravy. In 1984, Craig and Leah Culver, along with Craig's parents, opened the very first Culver's in the family's beloved hometown of Sauk City, Wisconsin. Over the years, Culver's has evolved into the Midwest fast food force it is today and now has 829 locations. Culver's has a big menu, but the chain is most famous for the Butter Burger, a smash-style grilled burger on a buttered bun, frozen custard, and cheese curds. The idolized Butter Burger is a clear contender in the National Burger Wars, and with all of the mix-ins, the frozen custard also lives up to its reputation. Based in Cheyenne, Wyoming, Taco John's grew from a taco stand to one of the largest Mexican fast food chains. Taco John's is also quite controversial in claiming to have invented Taco Tuesdays, which the company has trademarked. Tacos and burritos dominate the menu, but the seasoned fluffy on the inside crunchy potato olays is passionately praised too. Not all locations are the same in the nearly 400 franchises, but Taco John's service and food usually get positive reviews for freshness and big flavors. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more mashed videos about your favorite fast food chains are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.